It was life-changing. I mean, I grew up in a liberal family, but I went to Saudi schools. I was born and raised in Saudi Arabia, so that environment and, you know, being in school for 8 hours a day and being conditioned to really operate under this circumstance of you have to behave and believe and act a certain way in order for you to be loved and accepted and a good person. It really limited what I felt I could express as an individual. And so for the longest time, I had no idea what I really believed in. I didn't know what my inner voice was. And it wasn't until I hit my 20s that I took a step back and I was like, holy shit, who am I and what do I believe in and what's real for me? So it's still something that I battle on a daily basis because I've had to kind of rebuild my reality in many ways. But I mean, that is the ultimate goal for me, is to express and share my story regardless of what it's about, whether it's about love or heartbreak or rebellion, and really reflect the times and not give a shit at what the reaction is going to be. And there's always a reaction, especially because I'm from Saudi Arabia, but it's really... you know, a lot of people don't want to go through the heat that comes with expressing yourself as a Saudi woman, but I think that it's about time. So I'm expressing myself, and it's a path to myself at the same time. For me, it was Nina Simone that kind of she's just been someone that was so adamant about reflecting the times at all costs. She really didn't understand why you would make music if you weren't reflecting the times and reflecting the inner struggles. So Nina Simone is huge, but also Sade is kind of the person that put me in touch with my sensuality. I'm a very sensual and sexual person. I'm not like just sexy, but not, you know what I mean? And Sade made me feel like it's okay to do that. It wasn't the point that I felt like I got this, but it was the point that I felt like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do, and there's no turning back right now, is when it was like 6 months into me moving to LA. The women in Saudi Arabia, a lot of them who are my friends and mentors, put together a protest to protest the ban on women driving. And I really wanted to be a part of it, but I couldn't. So I did this cover of Lord's song Team, and I changed the lyrics. And at the time I was working for the Saudi government, and I was, you know, protesting it with this video, and it kind of went viral, and I ended up on a lot of international media, and all of a sudden got a lot of attention from people in my region. And it made a lot of people angry because it was something that they had never seen before, and that always pisses people off. But it also made Generation Z specifically, so excited. Oh my God, this is the coolest thing that someone's actually doing this. And so that was the point of no return for me, where I realized, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I am luckier than 99% of women because I have a family that supports what I'm doing. But you know, I was talking about this yesterday at the performance that I did. There's a show called The OA, and it talks about how captivity is a mental state. So even though I've come to the States and I have a family that's like, okay, you can do it, I'm still very much captive in my mind. So I'm freeing myself and freeing them in the process as well. So I write for both of us, to be honest. I still need to give myself permission every step of the way, because everything that's in me, all of my conditioning is saying, no, don't do that, you're a bad you know what I mean? So it's a simultaneous process. There's no difference. I can't even call this an event. I feel like it's a culture, and it's one of the most inclusive cultures that I've experienced. And it's just a place where I've always believed this. I think that storytellers are the most powerful people in the world, and just coming to events like this just really confirms that. You know, we live in really scary times right now, where the powers that be threaten what freedom might mean to all of us. But I really think that the power doesn't lie with the powers that be. I think that we are the powers that be. If you can tell a story and move people, then I don't think that anything can really stand against you. I think that people that can tell stories will rule the world. I'm Rotana, and I create music.